dose. Moving on. But do see all the Sevilla silver and all the jewelry on hsn.com. It's pretty intense. Speaking of Sevilla silver, as we continue in this hour of Sevilla silver, a white topaz ring or quartz bead 16-inch necklace. So the necklace is only $14.90. The ring is about $20. We showed this to you earlier and a lot of you went, ooh, that's for me. Okay, good. The ring is available in sizes 5 through 10. And it has that domed look. It has the pave effect, that pave look. There is a small white topaz in the center of this ring. And so it's perfect if you find gemstones to be something that you shy away from on a daily basis because you're so busy and you never know what your hands are gonna be up to during the day in terms of work. That would be something that still gives you the gemstone, but doesn't have any prongs that would get in the way. Then let's talk about this necklace with the quartz. That quartz is pristine. That crystal quartz, they call it rock crystal when it's this color, when it's colorless, but that will give you just a beautiful boost framing your face. And it is $14.90 in sterling silver, faceted rondelle style beads. And you know how the signature, those ID necklaces, right? There's somebody's name, you put your name on it, or there's a fancy jewelry store in New York where it has their name on it and people wear it. I've always wondered, okay, do you work there? I don't know, I don't get that. But I'd rather see your name or gemstones. So for $14.90, that is a wonderful gift idea and definitely super affordable. So getting maybe your daughter into fine jewelry, starting her with this, especially if you're not totally sure how she's gonna respond to it, that's easy. Right here for $14.90 because you're spending less on this than you would on some fashion jewelry. The necklace is on 2 flex payments of about $7.50, and then your ring is on 2 flex payments of about $10 a month. See, it's just that perfect accent to frame your face. Also, if you're wearing a print, I like the idea of when you're wearing a print, having something that is a little bit less busy. It kind of recedes, but you still want to wear your adornment, your jewelry. This is perfect for that too. Now, this necklace used to be $34. The ring used to be $19.90. And when you put it all together and you see what a terrific combo it is, I definitely would recommend them together. Or pick up the necklace and just have it and wear it with your sterling hoops. We've got some earrings actually that would be a nice complement to this. But when you pick these up, you've got a great gift idea. You could, if you were trying to introduce somebody to gemstones, you could actually go online and we have a gemstone guide on hsn.com. And I can't imagine that we don't have quartz crystal as part of the information there. But you could download some information about what quartz crystal is known for, how it brings energy to anyone who has it. Think about it, quartz crystals power our watches. Imagine what it can do for us, is that sort of little boost. And we're gonna go close up on that ring that Angie has on, and you can see that that little sweet topaz right there in the center is surrounded by all of that silver work. How are our sizes, Jared? We started out with 5 through 10. Not a whole lot, but double digits in both in both sizes or all sizes? In the ring, all sizes are available. Okay, 5 through 10. Stamped 0.925. When you give this to a person, she's going to know that you gave her precious sterling silver. There's not a question mark. She's gonna see it right there. She's going to know that you wanted to give her something extra special. And if you love wearing gemstones, this is a really nice way to have a gemstone with you at all times. That is energy, that is clarity, that is brightness by your face. And they're over 269, 70 gone already. One of these is great, but I love them both together. Those really do work beautifully, beautifully together. And I love the close-up on this. That's that pebbled kind of texture on the ring right there, kind of a cobblestone look. So think about it, that's why it really does look like pave, or think about the French word, right, pave, P-A-V, we call it fancy, pave, which represents all of the gemstones, right, being snuggled together, nestled together, like a paved road. Here, it's giving you the illusion of diamonds or more white topaz, and that's why I think this is such a good idea for wearing it every day, because you're not gonna have any issues with losing a gemstone or everything or anything. Necklace, such a steal at $14.90, and the ring is a tremendous look for $19.90. Okay, thanks so much on that. We have more to get to. Nikki Butler goodies coming up towards the end of the hour. But this is that cuff that I was showing you earlier. By the way, next hour, don't forget Joan Boyce bracelet at under